Gopal Swami Jivan Darshan, Part 2. A glimpse of the life vision of Sadguru Shri Gopalananda Swami. Khushal Bhatt's ordinary miracles. Khushal Bhatt performed many miracles. When there was little or no rain, and there was a threat of crop damage, the people of village Pargam would pray to Khushal Bhatt for such rain. At that time, Khushal Bhatt would make everyone sit down to sing Swaminarayan bhajan and himself would gaze at the sky. So the clouds came up from all sides, and the darkness became dark, and the rain broke down with the sound of thunder. It rained so much that wells, ponds, fields, rivers etc. were flooded with water. According to this, Khushal Bhatt made it rain many times during the scarcity of rain. Bhatt used to show some people the old Purana buried well. Earlier, people buried money in the ground. Khushal Bhai used to show such wealth buried in the ground to Supatra and ask him to use it in a virtuous way. Bhatt was an expert in Ayurveda. If someone has a disease, Bhatta would also cure him. A Brahman suffering from goiter, gallery, was cured by fasting on Ganpati for 3 months. Examples of the physician Muljibhai Ramnath and the child physician Ghamijwala of Ahmedabad can be given as proof of this. By the grace of Khushal Bhai, Gopalananda Swami, Vadya Muljibhai could make instant fire by simply squeezing out the juice of the plant without making any metallic ash, metallic colored or white, and heal the patient. An experiment in making gold bhasma was done at the Bharsabha in Vadodara at the request of Maharaja Sayajirao, II, Gaikwad and other physicians, and bhasma was made. Many people know that. Serpent's memory of previous births. Sapwada village is located next to Todla village, in which many snakes lived, hence the name of that village was Sapwada. The temple of Neelkanth Mahadev is situated in this village. There is also a garden next door. Once Khushal Bhatt came to Sapwada while roaming around, bathed in the Vav and performed daily activities. There came a big serpent, Nag. Khushal Bhatt reminded him of his previous birth and said, "You were a Brahman in your previous birth, but due to greedy nature, you became degenerate and became a serpent in this birth." At this time, the snake burst into tears and prayed, "Yogiraj, save me. Free me from this serpent's vagina." Hearing this prayer of the snake, Yogiraj sprinkled water on it and said that I will not do violence anymore. Given such a rule, after some time the body of the snake was released and sent to Badrikashram. Thus the Brahman, serpent, was saved. Over time, Swaminarayan temple was built here on the orders of Gopalananda Swami, and he was given a boon that he would get a son if he provides livelihood in the temple and no snake can enter the temple. This was shown by Aishwarya Swami in Sapwada. Vatloi tax stopped. Once the king of Idar imposed a tax on all the Brahmins in his kingdom. At that time, 444 Brahmins of the state gathered and came to village Todal and began to pray to Khushal Bhatt, knowing him to be godlike. Then Bhatta took all the Brahmins to Idar. He went there and told the king that no tax should be taken from the Brahmins, explaining the scriptures with consent, but the king did not believe. Then Bhatt, along with all the Brahmins, went to a place near that village where the Ugmani was planted and settled under a tree. After the evening prayer, all the Brahmins and Narayan chanted, while the king's people, including the royal assembly, stopped excreting, their stomachs swelled, their eyes swam, and they all became distraught with the fear of losing their lives. The king came to know that this suffering was caused by the crying of the Brahmans, so he immediately went around all the Brahmans there, performed Dandavat Pranam, humbly asked for forgiveness and stopped the tax. Then Sarve's excrement was revealed and Sarve was happy. The king said to all the Brahmans that you are true gods and very powerful, so do as you think. Hearing the words of the king of Ida, the Brahmans said that in this but we have become pure without karma like Buddha, and because we have become devoid of worship of God, there is no divinity or miracle in us. But this is Kushal Bhatt of Todla village. He is very big and very capable as expected. Then that king prostrated to Bhatta and folded his hands and said that Maharaj is not my son. If you please, and I have a son, I will build a big mansion here for you to live in and also give you a good village. We will believe that you are our Rajguru. Hearing this, Bhatt laughed and said that we do not want a mansion. We are also going to put down the shack of the house. We don't want a village, and we don't want to be a Rajguru. We will become poor gurus, and if you want a son, marry a man's court bride, you will have a son through her. That son will become a devotee of manifest God when he becomes young. That Jivan Singhji will build a big Shikharband temple near your palace, in which Sri Gopinath will dignify the Lord's eldest son with the hands of Lord Gopinath's idol, and will also give a good village for the flow of his puja offerings. Saying this, Kushal Bhatta went away with all the Brahmans indifferently, borrowing of destitute, mute, crippled children. There lived a Brahman who depended on alms in the village of Badoli near Idar. He had only one son, and he too was born mute. Unfortunately, he fell from the tree and broke both his legs. He could not stand up, so it would lie in a corner of the house. His father begged for alms and fed him. While doing this, his father died when he was 15 years old. Hence he became destitute. At such a time, the people of the village took pity and brought him in a cart to Todla village to Kushal Bhatt. His entire pitiful story was narrated. Kushal Bhatt made the boy stand up and began to circumambulate the cask and the basil plant in front of the house. So people were amazed. Then Bhatta told him to speak that boy, your Veda is Yajurveda. He should speak slowly. Kushal Bhatt spoke the first mantra of Yajurveda. The boy also started talking with them. Thus, he recited 40 chapters of Yajurveda Sanhita in a pure and clear voice. Kushal Bhatt then blessed the Brahmans and the boy with Jamadi, saying, now you will get regular sweets and plenty of dakshina, and left. The boy himself walked back to the village. With the blessings of Kushal Bhatt, the boy began to be counted among the great Vedic Brahmans and became famous as Gauri Shankar Ghanpati and became a good satsangi. He was in the Gauri Shankar Ghanpati Varuni Mandap when Shriji performed the Prishtha of Narnarayan Dev on Samvat 1878, Fagan Sud 3 in Ahmedabad. Shriji Maharaj himself gave his identity and said that a big man can make the animal alive and make the animal a god. Look at this Gauri Shankar sitting. Then Gauri Shankar stood up, folded his hands in salutation and said that Gopalananda Swami freed me from physical torture and pain and imparted Vidya. I consider him as powerful as God. Thus, Kushal Bhatt Vednadized mood and Jag. Panchayat Dev returned. A pious householder Brahman named Ambashankar lived in Idar. Thieves stole cash and gold ornaments from his house. Government sepoys made many investigations but found nothing. Then the Brahman told Khushal Bhatt about his grief and said that along with this money, he also took away the Panchayatan Deva of Vishnu Adidev of my clan tradition along with the idols. So I have not worshipped for 4 days, and I have fasted. So please make my pain go away. If I don't get the money back, it's fine, but please make sure that my Thakurji gets it, because my father is an atheist and doesn't believe in Brahma Karma, but I had a vision of a good man like you in my childhood and listened to his words. After that, every guest should open the Brahman's mouth and serve him a meal. Also, I keep a cow at home. She does not eat grass and does not drink water. Hearing this word of the Brahman, Khushal Bhatt saw the distance and said, O Vipra, after stealing your wealth and God's sword, the thief who had the God's sword felt so heavy like a mountain that he dropped it on the bank of the lake and went home because he became blind. Now your father Someshwar, who has been lying on the bank of the lake for 4 days, is worshipping the God who, after death, went to hell. But because of your good deeds, he is the people of Vishnu. Saw father in Samadhi worshipping with Veda mantra. Seeing his son, he said, I was in the company of an infidel until I lived. He used to keep the idol of our Panchadev like another stone and kept it in a corner and forgot the difference between dharma and adharma. So he became a full-fledged atheist, knowing that all the rituals and prohibitions of the scriptures are wrong. So afflicted I died when you were in infancy and suffered the affliction of Yampuri. After some time, Dharma Raja called me and said that your son, who is Ambashankar, has been revealed by Sri Ramanand Swami, the incarnation of Uddhav, in his childhood. And you were saved from hell by the great merit of the scriptures living within limits. You go to heaven, then I attain Indraloka. I found Khushal Bhatt, who stopped the Brahman tribute from the king of Idar, so glorious that I attained the Vishnu world. Seeing the support of your devotion to God, I have been worshipping this Panchayatan God of ours for 4 days with the inspiration of Vishnu. So, O son, I have been saved from hell by believing and worshipping through the yoga of that supremely powerful godlike Satpurusha. Saying that, Ashish gave the God's left hand to his son and went to Vishnu Lok. Then when Ambashankar woke up from the Samadhi, God's box was still in his hand. He told Khushal Bhatt everything that happened in the Samadhi, so everyone sitting there was surprised. Then Bhatt left his cow from the paddock and said that Ambashankar, you take 2 Brahmans along with you and go behind this cow, dig a little deep in the place where the cow stands and oozes milk from the udder. Then from there will come out the arrow of Shankara, which was struck in ancient times, and from it will also come out your stolen treasure, and another gold seal from under Shankara's arrow will come out with that cube. You tie Shankar's chain there and use the material that grows in religious work. Saying that, the cow was sent back. Then the cow stood under an acacia tree where milk flowed from all 4 udders. While digging at that place, a survey was found as Khushal Bhatt said. Then Ambashankar spent the money as per Bhatta's order and made a food plot for the Brahman monk. Enjoyed happiness for the rest of his life, and after his death again there is a village named Pamol near Prantij, where he gave birth to a holy Brahman. Ramanand Swami and Khushal Bhatt mated in the first birth. This birth happened to Sadguru Sri Mahanubhavananda Swami and had many darshan of the real Sri Hari in his childhood. His name was Gauri Shankar. When he became celibate, he was named Gnanprakashananda, stayed for many years in the temple of Burhanpur and served Lakshminarayan Dev and finally went to serve Sri Harini in Akshardham. A believer from an atheist. There lived a son named Karshan in the village of Vadoli. He was a great atheist. He used to refute the shapes of God's idol. When it came to its end, two terrible messengers came. Karmi started screaming seeing him. So all the people of the village came running there and asked that Alya Karshan. What's that? He said, this great mountain-like angel of heaven binds me with an iron chain and beats me intolerably. Yam's angels say that you fill the people with dry knowledge, denying the divine form of God. He used to call Vedic scriptures fabulous and false, so now we will take you to Jampuri and throw you in the pit of hell. Saying that, many people saw him carrying him away. Now, as he took Soni to the border of Todla village, the messengers saw Khushal Bhatt plucking basil. This is a strange man. So the angels joined hands in salutation. Karshan Soni, who was bound and taken along, knew that it must be a very large man for these messengers to salute. Thinking that he spoke loudly that, "Oh my God! Please spare me from the angels of this world. I surrender to you." As soon as Khushal Bhatt, who was kind after listening to such devout words, looked at him, Karshan Soni, who was bound in the iron pass, automatically escaped. The envoys were surprised to see it. Then clapped and asked Bhatt Jamdutos to leave. So those two messengers bowed down to Bhatta and left. Then Karshan Soni, who was freed, trembled and told Khushal Bhatt all about his sins and misdeeds. Then Khushal Bhatt said, "You will not be afraid. Now from here there is a village named Gadhada in Barobar Kathiawad. Go there and bathe in the river named Unmat Ganga. There my Param Ishtadev who resides with Swaminarayan Bhagwan Sant Mandale, whom I see continuously. Surrender to God and do as he says." Then Karshan Soni came to Gadda and told his story to Maharaj. Then he became a Karshan Bhakta Shetambar Parshad and remained in the service of Sri Hari for many years and died in Akshardham. A miracle to the Vahoras of Siddhapur. Once Khushal Bhatt went on a pilgrimage to Siddhapur with the Brahmans of Todla. He also came there from Surat on a Sangh Yatra. They used to bathe in Saraswati river and come back in the evening. At that time, 2 18-year-old boys of a Brahman got lost and were crying on the road. There he met 2 brothers. He turned it over and took it to a nearby mosque to make it a vahora and started to perform it, but he did not consider it as a vahora that was given to the boys. Meanwhile, while searching for the parents of the boys, Khushal Bhattan met with an accident and said that the boy was missing. Khushal Bhatt got an insight and saw that there were boys in the Vahorani Masjid and the process of converting them was going on. Then went to the temple of Mahadev near Khushal Bhatt and worshipped the arrow. Lord Shankar appeared from it. Disguising himself as a Brahman, Khushal Bhatt crossed his arms and came before the mosque where the boys were converting to Islam. Vahora was completely stunned by this. Khushal Bhatt reunited the boys with their parents. Then Vahora got samadhi done. Showed the suffering of his ancestors in Jampuri. So the Vahoras awoke from the trance and apologized and asked to make us Brahmans so that we no longer have to suffer such a terrible ordeal. Finally the Vahoras removed their beards and kept the chotlis, wearing janoi. Thus, Khushal Bhatt made Muslim sons-in-law Brahmans. Receipt of Mahabharata book. If there is any important event recorded about Khushal Bhatt in Samvat 1863, it is the receipt of Mahabharata book from Bhavnagar. This event is before Shriji Maharaj initiated Khushal Bhatt. Once Shriji Maharaj needed a book of Mahabharata for the learning saints. Due to the lack of printing in those days, manuscripts were prepared by handwritten copies of books. Such books cannot be found for a high price. At that time there were Ganiganthi copies of Mahabharata in Gujarat Kathiawar. One such copy was owned by a Brahman named Kashiram in Bhavnagar. Shriji Maharaj sent Pragji Dave and Lakshmiram to Bhavnagar to get that book, but he did not give the book. Shriji Maharaj was sitting on the floor of Vasudev Narayan's room in Gadpur with a cushion and a cushion on top of it, sitting in Mukhravinde and speaking in the meeting. Khushal Bhatt came here after studying from Vadodara. Maharaj asked him, "Are all Haribhaktas skilled in Vadodara? Is Vaidyaraj Ramchandra skilled?" Then Khushal Bhatt said, "Serva is skilled and Sarve has called you Dandavat Pranam." Then Maharaj asked, "Have you studied all the subjects?" Then Khushal Bhatt humbly folded his hands and said, "O Maharaj, I have learned from your majesty." Hearing this, Shriji Maharaj was very pleased and met Ghali in the bath and said, "Bhavnagar is where we want the book of Mahabharata." Pragji sent Dave and Lakshmiram to Aur 3 times to get it, but Kashiram did not give the book. "So you go and get it." So Khushal Bhatt left for Bhavnagar. Took Lakshmiram with him. On reaching Bhavnagar, he alighted there with a small Shrimali. The next day he went to the Brahman for the book. At that time Kashiram was worshipping Lalji. Lalji turned his face and faced Khushal Bhatt. Even though Khushal Bhatt showed such a miracle, he did not give the book. At night when Yamdut came and showed him the slip, Kashiram agreed to give the book but on the condition that he would give bail. In return, 300 rupees jewels asked to be mortgaged. So the wife of a small lady 300 rupees jewels in his lap and stipulated to return his book within a month. He brought this book to Gadpur and gave it to Maharaj. Maharaj was pleased and gave the yellow shell to Khushal Bhatt. Maharaj called Sahu Lahiya Santus and wrote the book and returned it a month ago. Thus, Khushal Bhatt worked miraculously and got the throne of Maharaj. A passion for marriage and homelessness. In the Maha month of Samvat 18p8, Khushal Bhai's marriage Vyas family along with Adityaba painted the village daily on Mahasud Panchami. Devram Bhatt said this to Khushal Bhai. Hearing that, Khushal Bhai ran away from the house. Around the village, many people went to look for it, but no trace was found. Motiram was disappointed. Then Toda Thakur Pahad Singh sent men to investigate. A person there informed that Goval says that a person has been sitting in the hill of Dhareshwar for many days. I have not seen it. Thakur Pahad Singh Haji and Sako Soni met other Patels and Brahmans of the village and went to find Khushal Bhai. He saw Dhareshwar Mahadev sitting in front of Khushal Bhai. A big tiger was sitting nearby. So none of these people dared to approach. When Thakur got down from the horse and started going ahead, there was a big python lying on the road. At that time, the tiger stood up with his paw on his head. Motiram stopped Thakur from advancing. All the men did Hakoto. So Khushal Bhai woke up from trance. He saw a multitude of men with his father. At that time Khushal Bhai clapped his hands 3 times. This made the python go away and the tiger also kept walking happily. On Chaitra Sud 15th of Samvat 18p8, Kushalbhai Kach Bhidi removed Vrajsana and stood up. Father bowed at his feet and stood with folded hands. Motiram said that, "Brother, I know why this is happening to me." Kushalbhai said that, "Father, the lineage will go from Uncle Dattaram, not by me." Narayan Muni, who was my future Guru, and his Guru Ramanand Swami, who moved to Swadham from your Hakota village, Mangarol, passed away. At this time Kushalbhai Shriji Maharaj was present in divine form in Samadhi. Thakur Pahad Singh Ji said in the middle that, "We are tired of digging you. Bring mercy to all and return home. We are dying of hunger and thirst." So Kushalbhai called survey to him. Dhareshwar Mahadev used to have a water course. Everyone got that water. Kushalbhai took out the tuber from the dhuni and gave it to everyone. When that tuber blossomed, it tasted and smelled like kamod rice. Everyone was satisfied after eating it. Then everyone came home with Kushalbhai. Shri Dolta Singh Ji Shiv Singha Thakur, the present Jagirdar of Torda, says that our forefathers, with us as the host, performed the marriage ceremony of Kushal Bhatt. So they had to get married. They brought Torda back home, explaining to Kushalbhai. 2 months later, Chitrada got married. Our forefather Jagirdar Pahad Singh gave 5 bigha land to Bhatt for charity. That land was in his use and possession till the death of Vaidya Ravishankar Vallabhramthakar in 1966. After that the land is returned to the Jagirdar. Daughter Anupaba's widow. Anupba was the only daughter of Kushal Bhatt. He was married at the age of 9 into the Trivedi family of Kukdiya village. Her husband died while travelling in a boat from Surat to Mumbai. His body was thrown into the sea. Anupaba came to know about this death immediately from a sign. From that day they started mourning him, but people were not ready to believe it. At that time, due to the lack of wire and post facilities like today, the news of his death came after 10 days. But he was still living as a widow. At that time there were 3 women in Kushal Bhatt's house. His mother, wife and daughter. Kushal Bhatt was the Parshad when Anupaba became a widow. He went to Kukdiya Lokachar in the guise of Parshad. Anupaba told Kushal Bhatt, "I don't want to stay here because the in-laws say anything." Then Kushal Bhatt said that when the time comes, I will make arrangements to get you out. After the anniversary, Bhatt went to drop Anupaba from Kukdiya to Todle. Then Bhatt's mother said, "Brother, you have left the world, but I, your widowed daughter and your wife, how can the 3 of us survive?" Then Kushal Bhatt said, "You will not have any problem. The grain that is needed will be available from this koti." Grains were arranged like non-perishables. The koti still exists today. Anupaba was illiterate. So Kushal Bhatt blessed and did Vidyadan. As a result, Anupaba got the knowledge of the scriptures. Thus hospitality and family sustenance were divinely arranged. Kushal Bhatt's abdication. Srihari sent Ramdas Jibhai Adi Santo, the disciple of Ramanand Swami, to Torda village 3 or 4 times before to teach Kushal Bhatt. Then Kushal Bhatt came to Dabhan along with some Brahmans and returned home after seeing Srihari. Then when Srihari reached Jitlapur, Srihari Vipraveshe went to Torda to taunt Kushal Bhatt. On Kartak Sud 11 of Samvat 18p9, Narayana Muni Achleshwar Mahadev of Torda came in the guise of Viprana and sat on the Orsia of Dehra. At that time an old Brahman was going from Taktuka. Kushalbhai asked him, "Has Achleshwar come?" Then that passerby said that Achleshwar Mahadev is sitting in a Vipra. Who has messaged you with me saying how long do you want to stay at home? Immediately after hearing this, Kushalbhai Achleshwar went to Mahadev and surrendered his shish at the feet of Narayana Muni. He purified Charnarvind with joy and cried a lot. Narayana Muni took Kushalbhai's hand and made him sit down and burst into tears. He asked the passerby to close his eyes and asked, "Where do you want to go?" "To Budheli." When the passerby opened his eyes, he was seen standing in the middle of Budheli village. That passerby was a Bhatt Mewado Brahman from Raigad, and he used to worship at Taktukma. Narayana Muni said that, "Kushalbhai, you have developed here specially. Come on now, we have a lot of work to do in a short time. Here any religion can be found. Brahmans who know the Vedanta are here. The ethics are also good. In Surat, Kathiawar and Kutch, the demonic price has increased excessively. It is to destroy demons by showing them the true paths of devotion, knowledge and dispassion. So we should leave here soon." Saying this, the old passerby came back to Achleshwar and bowed to Narayan Muni with folded hands and said to Kushalbhai, "Kushalbhai, this Maharaj has changed his disguise and looks like Vishnu, as if he is Suryanarayan. Explain the truth to me." Kushalbhai said that, "Brother, Satchidananda Prabhu, the husband of the Anantakoti universe, was born in Chappaya village near Ayodhya." Then the passerby asked, "Where are you to going now?" Kushal Bhatt said that, "Surat and Kathiawar." "Take me there," pleaded the passerby. Kushalbhai replied that, "It is still your turn." "How many times?" asked the passerby. Kushalbhai said, "You stay in satsang. Then we will take you." The passerby said, "If yes, don't forget." "What should I do then?" Kushalbhai replied that you should chant Swaminarayan until he comes to pick you up. Both Kushalbhai and Narayan Muni were shocked. When Kushal Bhatt left home, his father Motiram Thakar had shingles all over his body. As Kushalbhai passed his hand over his body, all the sores subsided and the body became healthy. He said that the king of Idar will give you a robe and left the house with Vipra. The village people came to know about Kushalbhai's departure, so they met Kushalbhai near the ward in the drain towards the river of the village. Kushalbhai said that God has come to Tedwa. "So I go, I won't come back." The villagers prayed to him that, "Go give us some blessing." Kushalbhai said to blessings, "There are different communities living in the village. If they remain wealthy, the population will increase greatly. Second, the Budheli river in your village will not dry up till the extent of Torda village." These promises have borne fruit for the village. Earlier there was a population of 40 Brahmins in the village. The population has dwindled due to the destruction of the inner community and now there is a negligible presence of Brahmins in the village. His house has been sold by Patel, Soni and Sutharu. Brahmins are leaving the village and going to Badoli, Kukriya and Chitsoda. The promise about Budheli river water has come true. Upstream of the river, the water dries up in the hill village, but the river does not dry up to the extent of Torda village. Whether it rains or not, the water stays in the river for 12 months. Thus, the results of both promises of Kushalbhai are seen now. Dwell in man. Then Kushalbhai left with Vipra. On the way came Taktuka village of his friend Kehendas Patel. As a child, Kehendas Patel told Kushalbhai that if you find God, show me Darshan. Remembering that, Kushal Bhai sent a message to the village to call Kehendas. As soon as he got the message, Kushal Bhai went to see God, and knowing that he had come to relieve himself, Kehendas left with Kushal Bhai from Bhagol except staying to take care of his household. After going a little further, Kahna Patel told Kushal Bhai that I have a bond of opium and the left is falling at home. Kushal Bhai said, tell me when it's time to take opium. When the opium wore off, Kushal Bhai crushed 2 leaves of the herb and gave it to him. They got the key and Kahna Patel's opium connection was avoided. Thus, while travelling on foot, one evening they reached the Padar of Mansa village. At that time there was a Trivedi Mewad Brahman named Chaneswar Upadhyay living in Mansa. He was a distant relative of Kushal Bhai. His wife was Pamba Param Bhagwati and Patiprayan. It was evening. So 3 people went to his house after deciding to stay there for the night. Pamba entertained the 3 guests with great respect. Very lovingly asked for information and warmly greeted. In the night, the 3 made delicious khichdi and curry. Talked a lot about God manifested in the night. So Pamba became very eager to see God. After bathing in the morning, the Parvari 3 were ready to go, so Pamba insisted them very much and asked them to go to the ground in the afternoon. In the afternoon, Pamba ate the dessert prepared by him, and Narayana Muni and Kushal Bhai were pleased with his service and gave Pamba a boon saying, O Pamba, a free person will be incarnated in your mouth. He will be devoted and Sevparayan, and will be able to join thousands of people in satsang, and your lineage will gain glory. The 3 of them went further through Ahmedabad to Jetlapur where Lord Swaminarayan was residing. Then the Brahman in disguise showed the way to Jetlapur and got lost. Meeting of Srihari in Jetlapur. At that time Shriji Maharaj was sitting on a cushion under an asopalav tree near the palace near the south bank of Dev Sarovar in Jetlapur. The gathering of Haribhaktas was full. Shriji Maharaj called Kushal Bhatt to him with the index finger of his right hand. Srihari got down from the path and embraced Bhatt with great enthusiasm. Bhatt prostrated. Shriji Maharaj was looking at Kushal Bhatt. So all the devotees were very surprised. At that time, Bhatt Gamut wore a washed turban like a Brahman and wore a round turban. Sukhad Chandan Tilak was done in the forehead and a big sandal chala was done in between. A dhoti made of thick cloth was worn with a large fold. She wore a mother of pearl bandi tied up to her waist. The crown and the pacha were wrapped into chains. A sink was left hanging. Worship of Vishnu on the right shoulder, asana, Gomukhi, Tarbhana, Achmani and Panchpatra filled the Sarve Jholi. At that time, Mukunda Brahmachari came to the meeting and Sriharin requested Gangaman to come and eat as the plate was prepared there. Then Srihari asked, where have all these Haribhaktas been made to eat? Mukunda Brahmachari replied that Anand Swami and Govind Swami have worked very hard and arranged the cooking in an excellent manner. Then Srihari got up and clasped Kushal Bhatt's hand and asked, what is your duty? Kushal Bhatt replied, I have to study Brahmavidya and do Brahmabhojan. You are Brahmamurti. You study Brahmavidya and teach Sarve, and you eat and gather Sarve. Then Shriji along with saints took Kushal Bhatt and went to Gangaman to eat there. On the way there was a big old royal well on the bank of the lake, and from it came a horrifying sound like thousands of people saying, Kripanath, we are ghosts. You are the real God incarnated. as the crown of your feet flew and fell on us, we all the demons are convinced of your divinity, so please save us." Thus spoke all the ghosts who had been abandoned for many years and were in the Avad well. Then Srihari had a handkerchief in his hand. He gave it to Khushal Bhatt and said, "Show me in the well," and stood up himself. Bhatt showed the handkerchief in the well, jumped up and chanted the mantra of Swaminarayan. Immediately, a big plume of smoke came out of the well. It hit two old trees above the lake and went up. With his push, both the trees were uprooted and fell into the lake. The moksha of the treetops also happened along with the moksha of these ghosts. Such a big pratap Shriji showed on the same day Bhatt came to satsang. The moksha of the treetops also happened along with the moksha of these ghosts. Such a big pratap Shriji showed on the same day Bhatt came to satsang. The moksha of the treetops also happened along with the moksha of these ghosts. Such a big pratap Shriji showed on the same day Bhatt came to satsang. Then Srihari walked with the entire congregation and reached Gangamma's house. Gangamma Ladkiba, Parvatiba, Mungiba etc. Nagar base bowed down and made a post and Shriji sat on it. There was also another screen on which Shriji sat Bhatt. Big devotees such as Mayaram Bhatt, Dinanath Bhatt, Prabhashankar, Nanabhai etc. sat facing Srihari. Srihari made Khushal Bhatt eat with him on the track. So Gangamma was surprised. He found Bhatt to be a mindless Brahman like Jag. That's why Srihari said that it is not the body, it is the Mahakatanya Murti that awakens the body and liberates the eternal life. There is great power that makes the mouth conscious. That is how Khushal Bhatt explained the glory of Gangamma and Haribhaktas. The next day Shriji Maharaj left for Gad from Jetlapur. He also took Khushal Bhatt to Garde. After staying there for some time, Shriji ordered Khushal Bhai to go to Vadodara and explained what was to be done there. Khushal Bhai left for Vadodara alone. After reaching Vadodara, he received the gift of Gujarati Brahman Sadashiv Shivdatta Pathak. Pathak requested him to give food to him as long as he stays in Vadodara. Accordingly, Khushal Bhai used to go there for a month as Sadashiv Bhai. Motivated by his devotion, Srihari also took prasad with Khushal Bhai in person. After seeing both Khushal Bhai and Sadashiv, others watched as the contents dwindled from the plate. Khushal Bhai Bhagwan used to give some prasadi to others after eating and then eat himself. That is why Nishkulananda Swami has said that whenever there is happiness, then there is always red. B.Chin Q.14R. Maharaja Anandarao Gaikwad was ruling in Vadodara at that time. Many sects and sects were running in the state. The affinity of Shaktos was relatively high. Devan Babaji alias Baba Saheb was a staunch Shaktist. He was a general and a diplomat, but he was a staunch opponent of Lord Sri Swaminarayan and the sect, but his wife Tuljabai was alone in Satsangi Vadodara. There were no other Satsangis. Shriji sent Khushal Bhai to Vadodara to propagate Satsang. He was unknown to the region and society of Vadodara, but he was capable of changing people's minds with mere sight. They received the gifts of Srinath Patel Bhakta and stayed happily in one of his rooms. Then Srinath took Sadashiv Bhai, a Brahman friend of the devotee, to live there near the Ramji temple. Srinath Bhakta and Sadashiv Bhai became Satsangis due to Khushal Bhai's inspiration. Three of the Adi Satsangis in Vadodara city were Tuljabai, Nath Bhakta and Sadashiv Bhai. Devan Babaji and his son Vitthal Rao ordered to imprison Nath Bhakta and expel Khushal Bhai from Vadodara to prevent the spread of satsang. Bhaguji Kotwal, Nagar, put Nath Bhakta in jail and Khushal Bhai went to Gad. The purpose of birth of Maharaj. In the village of Karyani, Maharaj had an Annakut Samaya in 18. All the Santgans and Harijans came in that Samaya, but Gopalananda Swami did not come. Then someone came and said that Maharaj Gopalananda Swami is coming. Then Maharaj says, how far is Swami? Let's go to Sama. After some time, Swami came and greeted Maharaj. Maharaj told Swami to come after Swami, so Swami went to take down, but when it took time to take down, Maharaj sent Somla Khachar to call Swami and bring him. When Swami came, Maharaj grabbed Swami's hand and rushed into Akshar's room. In Akshar's room, Maharaj sat on the lower corner with a blanket and Gopalananda Swami also sat. At that time Nishkulananda used to make Chunband Kundi for bathing Swami Maharaj. They also came and sat in Akshar Ordi. Then Maharaj said to Gopalananda Swami, Swami, are you happy? Then Nishkulananda Swami said that those who come from a city like Maharaj, Swami Vadodara will be happy. Hearing these words of Nishkulananda Swami, Maharaj said that it is not like anything else that would hinder him from the city. Then Maharaj said to Nishkulananda Swami, Swami, if the drip is slow then go there. Then Nishkulananda Swami told Kadia that the tips should be hasty. Having said that, he came back to Maharaj and sat down. Then Maharaj says, Swami Kadia is wrong. Swami also went and told Kadia to work quickly. Saying that, Akshar came back to the room and sat there near Maharaj and Gopalananda Swami. Nishkulananda Swami had it in his mind that Maharaj wanted to tell something important to Gopalananda Swami, so he used to come and sit in Akshar Ardi to listen to it. Maharaj explained to Gopalananda Swami the secret of the purpose for which he had appeared and said to Swami, you have explained the special purpose of our appearance to all living beings and preached the Bhagavata Dharma to the Mukshus and continue the activity of Bhagavata Dharma on earth is the supreme duty of importance for public welfare. Following are the 6 purposes of Pragatya which Maharaj explained to Gopalananda Swami. 1. To fulfill the wishes of his unique devotees. Ours doing activities of Bhagavata Dharma including Swadharma, Bhakti, Gyan, Vairagya. 3. To make the living soul firm in its determination to be Bhagavat Swarup by getting the real knowledge of the soul and the form of God. 4. Purifying the activities of Mokshamarga on earth. P. Adharma, removing the darkness and torment of the ungodly. 6. To protect Bhagavata Dharma and the good men who are its bearers. Then Nishkulananda Swami wrote a book on that matter called Purushottam Prakash and performed the last kirtan in it, which given a lot of joy in this time Albil Purushottam Liti Re. Kirtan Swami did that. Then that scripture was to be written to the sadhu of Gopalananda Swami. He wanted to write to Nishkulananda Swami but Swami refused to give it to write. Then Gopalananda Swami called Nishkulananda Swami to him. Then the Swami said that Nishkulananda Swami, Maharaj had spoken to me. You have heard the Parna, so give the book to the monk to write. Then Nishkulananda Swami gave that scripture to sadhu to write. Lodhika Darbar Abhyasinghaji. Once Gopalananda Swami had landed Mansingha Raja in Mengani there. At that time, Darbar Jizibhai came from Lodhika and sat on Swami's feet and felt a little sorry. Then Swami asked why. What do you regret? Darbar says, Swami, I have only one kumvar, and it has spread a lot. Swami asked, where is he? Come here or not? Then the court says, come here. Then Kumar Abhyasinghaji came and took Swami's feet and sat in front of Bapu. Swami asked, is this your son? Yes, Lord. Darbar said. Then Swami looked at him and said, this will be better than you and will not cause any kind of addiction. Since Swami said this, Kumar Abhyasinghaji's conscience changed and his previous sins were burnt away. He requested Swami to reach Lodhika, but as Vartal was leaving, Swami said we will come to Lodhika again sometime and left. Then Abhyasinghaji went to Vartal with Guntitananda Swami to have intercourse with Gopalananda Swami. There, Sadguru Gopalananda Swami Abhyasinghaji always used to talk about satsang and teach meditation to the court and always used to make his prasadi. Thus, having intercourse with Swami for 10 days, listening to his talks, Sadguru Guntitananda came back to Lodhika via Junagadh with Swami. After going to Akshardham of Gopalananda Swami, Abhyasinghaji used to associate with Sadguru Guntitananda Swami, Sadguru Mahapurush Das Ji etc. Once Abhay Singh Ji was ill. Saruru Swami Mahapurush Das Ji went to Lodhika with his congregation to see him. Then the court said to Swami that Swami, I have a resolution that I have made a bungalow in the Wadi of Rajkot by making an umbrella. I have resolved to spend 6,000 rupees for the prasadi land of that Wadi. Take 5,000 rupees out of it and distribute 1,000 rupees. Swami Mahapurush Das Ji completed the sankalp of the darbar, and after the sankalp was completed, Shriji Maharaj Gopalananda Swami and other saints Muktas arrived at the darbar in a plane and flew to Akshardham. Presently a magnificent temple is adorning the above land gifted by Abhyasinghaji Darbar in Rajkot, Bhupendra Road, and thousands of saints and devotees of Hari are enjoying Darshan and Seva Samagam. Suspicion of Thalangi scholar dropped. Once Swami was in Vadodara. The great scholar Shastri of Talang country came there. He came from Kashi etc. The Shastris of Kashi sent a man to the Shastri of Vadodara and said that if you hold a meeting with this Shastri, you will not win. So give him as much dakshina as he wants. He warned in advance. Then all the Shastris of Vadodara thought that we don't want to have a meeting with that Shastri, but here Gopalananda Swami, a monk of Swaminarayan Bhagwan, is very powerful. If he meets with him, this Shastri will be proud. Without it, this pride is nothing. Thinking like this, Sarve Shastri came to Gopalananda Swami. Then Swami honored everyone and seated them according to their merit. Then Swami said, what is the reason for all the Shastris to come here together? Then Sahu Shastri said that Swami, a Shastri learned in 14 Vidyas of the country of Talang has come saying, is there any scholar here to meet with me, says so that your name has been taken from us before them. We said that Shastri we cannot meet with you. Let us give as much dakshina as you say. But here is Sri Gopalananda Swami, the saint of Lord Swaminarayan. If you have a meeting with him, then yes. We have come to ask you about that. Then Swami said, very good. Ask the Shastri to hold that meeting. Sarve went to Shastri and said that here Swaminarayan's Sadhu Gopalananda Swami is also considered as Sayajirav, he takes care of him. So it is good if you meet them. Next it was decided to hold a meeting on the third day and held the meeting in the temple. Then when it was time for the meeting, Then Swami told all the saints that when Shastri comes, no one should stand up. That Shastri was sitting on an elephant. The torches were burning ahead, and Shastri came, boasting of the manner in which all his students came from the eastern party. Then going to Swami, having darshan, he sat on the Shastri cushion. Then the Swami asked all the skilled news and said that both Krishnaram Shastri and Dheerajram Shastri should be arbitrators. Swami said to Shastri, pronounce Shastri Baba, but seeing Gopalananda Swami along with Bhagavadananda Swami, Kapilisvarnanda Swami and other learned saints, they were crushed like a fox is crushed by a lion. Then Shastri Baba said, Mahapurush first you pronounce. Then Swami sang the verses of the Vedas and said, Shastri Baba interpret these verses. Then Shastri says Mahapurush yourself interpret it. Then Swami explained the meaning of each word in 3 different ways. Hearing that, Shastri Baba got up from his seat and fell at Swami's feet and said, You are the true idol and I am like a butterfly in front of you. You are like the real Krishna. Then Swami said, I am not like Shri Krishna. I have met that Lord as Swaminarayan. Like me, he has made 500 saints. I am a servant of Sarve. Hearing this, he became a disciple of Shastribhava Swami. Thus Swami took charge of the Telangi scholar in Vadodara. Establishment of Pratapi Hanumanji. Once Swami reached Saranpur. Then Vagha Khachar prayed a lot to Swami, who knows that we are very weak in business, and knowing the village of Prasadi, saints and Haribhaktas from all over the country come to visit. It is very uncomfortable to give them directly. So please make us happy. Swami says, if I make you a brother, then there will be no discomfort. Saying this, Swami called Botard's eardrum and said, Give me one Hanumanji ghadi. Then Kadiya said that Swami does not know how to cheat me. Then Swami gave the idol of Hanumanji. Then Kadiya prepared the idol. Swami prepared for the prestige of the idol. When Hanumanji was being glorified by the Vedokta ceremony, Swami stood facing Hanumanji with his beard resting on the Jeshtika and looked at him through the sight, so the idol of Hanumanji started shaking. Swami resolved to bring so much opulence to Lord Hanuman. At that time, devotees like Punjabhai Garasia of village Dholera and Seth Bhagadoshi of Botad prayed to Swami that who will visit Gadpur Gopinath Maharaj and Magnamohanji Maharaj of Gadpur if you find so much opulence in Swami Hanumanji? Then Swami withdrew his instinct. It is obvious to everyone today that after performing the Aarti of Hanumanji near Shukamuni, Swami placed such an opulence in the idol, whose exalted God has so much glory. So how much glory will there be in the man who carries it? Govindananda Swami went to bathe when Hanumanji appeared. When he came, Gopalananda Swami said, Come and see Hanumanji. Then went to touch Hanumanji's feet. Hanumanji shook Govindananda Swami's hands when he sat down and said, You should not sit and touch me. Because you are a servant of Gopalananda Swami, and I am also a servant of Gopalananda Swami. So we both should be called Guru Bhai. Accordingly, Hanumanji directly spoke to Govindananda Swami, and then Gopalananda Swami told Vagha Khachar, who will now come to the service of Hanumanji's belief. Thus Gopalananda Swami avoided the poverty of Vagha Khachar by honoring Hanumanji. Miraculous Charnarvind. At the time when Lord Hanuman was glorified in Sarangpur, Gopalananda Swami was told by the devotees of Botad that the village also belongs to Prasadi, so give us some entertainment. Then, on the insistence of all the Harijans, Swami reached Botad. Swami said, "Let me make you fall at the feet of Shriji Maharaj. It will remove the suffering just like Hanumanji." Gopalananda Swami drove an auto to Botad's temple and offered Charnarvind. Whoever believed in it, his work would be accomplished. After a few years, all the Harijans thought together that if this Charnarvind ascended the throne, thinking that he lifted him to the throne and his miracle stopped. Currently it has reached its original location. Nishkantak Bordi. Many years ago, in honor of the very urgent invitation of the Governor of Mumbai, Sir Malcolm Sahib, Shriji Maharaj Sarve Santo along with 1886 Fagan reached Rajkot on Sudipi. The Governor Sir Malcolm welcomed the Maharaj with great honor and fanfare and made him sit in the Koti compound. The Governor pleaded at great length about the spiritual and social reforms done by Shriji Maharaj. Satisfied and gifted the certificate, which is now safely stored in a famous museum in London. Gurukul founder Shastri Shri Dharmajivandas Ji Swami has seen it. Then Shriji Maharaj and saints held a meeting under the board where Swaminarayan Temple, Bhupendra Road, is now. After rest, when all got up to go, Samarth Sant Sadh. Gopalananda Swami's turban was full of thorns. So Swami looked at the board and said, "Even Purushottam Narayana came under you, but your stinging and thorny nature did not go away." After this all the roots of the board dried and fell off and the board became desolate. Even today, the board of this Niskantak Prasadi is inspiring everyone to leave the stingy nature and become Niskantak. A mansion in the distance. Haribhakta Sadashiv Bhai of Khambhat built a big haveli. It was his wish to go to stay only after visiting Sadguru Gopalananda Swami. Having decided to do so, Sadashiv Bhai Seth came to Gopalananda Swami in Vadtal and prayed that he should come to the haveli for Padramani. Then Gopalananda Swami said, "After taking advantage of satsang for a few days, we will go together." Gopalananda Swami came to know that Sadashiv Bhai's mansion had fallen within his reach. So Swami talked a lot about Ghardar Vairagya. At that time a letter arrived from Khambhat that Seth's mansion had been burnt down, but Swami took the letter and put it under his cushion. Then Swami burnt down the haveli in Seth's distance by speaking of destruction to Sankhya. Then Swami asked Seth, "If your mansion burns down, will something terrible happen?" Then Sadashiva Seth said, "No, Lord, do not think anything serious, because you have done yoga and made everything wrong with Sankhya thought." Then Swami took out a letter from under the cushion and said that your mansion has been burnt down. Even after reading the letter, Sadashiv Bhai was not hurt at all and told Swami that if I had not had the yoga of your satsang, I would have died of shock along with the mansion right now. Thus the jiva gets the strength to bear the shock from the intercourse of a great saint. Suryanarayana Dev came to Vadtal. In Vadodara, 12 satsangi devotees like Surya Luhar lived on Khariva. He bowed down to Gopalananda Swami and called himself home to worship. So Swami took 15 and 20 monks and went to his house. Haribhaktas started worshipping Lord. Then Swami got up from there and went to where there was an old Shikharbandh temple near Khariva. Seeing that temple, Swami asked Haribhaktas that which deity has been installed in it. Then the devotees said that Suryanarayan is the idol of God. Swami says, "That is our worshipful God, let's have darshan." Swami went to the temple and met the temple priest and placed a plate of barfi to Suryanarayan Dev in the Navidya. Then Swami said to the priest that, "Do you worship this god?" He said yes. Then Swami stood near the idol of Suryanarayana and said that Savitadev is happy. Is the puja service in this big ornate temple well suited or not? Then Suryanarayan said, "Swami, I am very happy that you have come here, and this Brahman is doing Shiv puja with devotion, but that Brahman is not really practicing religion. By cooking with unfiltered water and milk, I have a plate, so we do not eat, but Swami, right now Srihari is incarnated on this earth and does the welfare of many living beings and gives happiness to his solitary devotees by doing many greens. I am also a solitary devotee of that Lord and have gained strength and stature only because of him. So I also want to be close to that great Lord and serve him." Then Swami said that even if there is a desire, we will take it with us when we go to Vadtal after 4 days. The form of Lord Lakshminarayan Adi Bhagwan has been installed there. We will install your statue near them. Satisfied with this, Suryadev said, "Swami, you are very great and you are the form of the abode of God." 4 days later Suryanarayana Dev, as a Brahman, came to Vadtal with Swami. Shriji Maharaj told the devotees Jobanpagi, Sundarpagi etc. who came from Vadtal in Gadda that your clan god Suryanarayan is to be worshipped in Vadtal. Then all the Kathi devotees said that, "Maharaj, if you install Suryadev in Vadtal, we are all happy, but Gopalananda Swami is from Vadodara. If you want to ask them when you get there." Then Maharaj smiled and said, "Gopalananda Swami is never separated from us but is always present in the gathering. Be it in Vadodara or in the universe, wherever we are, there we are. Their heart is us and our heart is them." So ever since we made the resolution, Swami has come with Suryanarayana and is watching over us. The next day Maharaj arrived at Vadtal, and in the 7-faced horse chariot, Srihari installed Suryanarayana Deva near him in Dehra along with the ceremony, and Viprarupa Suryadev entered the idol. Just as Ranchodhraji ascended from Dwarka with Satchidananda Swami, similarly Suryanarayan Dev ascended from Vadodara with the grace and desire of Gopalananda Swami. Srihari installed them near him. Permanent Mahapuja in Junagadh. Once upon the order and command of Shriji Maharaj, Anadi Mukt Aksharmurti Sadguru Shri Gopalananda Swami went to Junagadh to give the benefit of satsang to Shri Guntitananda Swami. During the satsang conversation, Sadguru Guntitananda Swami said to Swami, "Give us something that will sustain the livelihood of the temple and at the same time keep your memory alive." Shri Gopalananda Swami, without even thinking of a moment, happily gave the shaligram of his worship and said that whoever performs great worship of this shaligram, all his auspicious resolutions will be fulfilled and all kinds of happiness will be attained. Due to the immense grace of the great Yogiraj and Samarth Sant Shri Gopalananda Swami, in today's odd times, numerous Mahapujas are performed daily in Junagadh and the wishes of thousands of devotees are fulfilled. Behind it is the blessings of Sadguru Shri Gopalananda Swami. Lord Shiva visited Vadodara. Once upon a time Gopalananda Swami was sitting in a meeting of monks and devotees in Vadodara. Then Ramji Joshi came from Bhaivadar to have intercourse with Swami. Giving his identity, Swami said that this brother Ramji Joshi is a good satsangi. After this, the Haribhaktas of Vadodara prayed to Swami that, "Swami, it is late, so when is the time for Shankar?" Then Swami asked Ramji Joshi to see the Muhurta. Ramji Joshi removed the muhurta after seeing the tea. On that muhurta day, the Satsangi all gathered and told Swami that Vedya, learned 4 Vedas, Brahmans would have to be called. Then Swami said that to our gathering this Ramji Joshi is a Brahman who has learned 8 Vedas, he will speak the Vedas. Then the Haribhaktas said, "Okay, Lord." After that, Swami called Ramji Joshi while doing Shankar and said, "Ramji Joshi, speak 8 Vedas." At that time Ramji Joshi spoke the 8 verses of Vandu saying, "Vandu Sahjanand Rasroop Anupam Sarnere Lol," and when Swami saw Mahadev, he started moving Mahadev's arrow. That's why Swami said that, "Lyo Mahadevji came as soon as he heard the Vedas." Saying this, Swami delayed the arrow of Mahadev, Shankar. Thus Swami made Ramji Joshi sing the 8 verses of Vandu and worshipped Shivaji. Ramji Joshi, who spoke the 8 Vedas, later became a disciple of Gopalananda Swami and took initiation and became famous as Mahapurush Dasji, Jogi of Junagadh. He was also a very able saint. He did his duty to himself. Once Gopalananda Swami came out in a gathering of scholars near the Gaikwad government. Hearing that, Shobharam Shastri, Bhav Purani and Ramchandra Vidya said that there will be heresy in Kali Yuga. It is written in the scriptures. Therefore, such heretical religion should be prevented so that sin does not fall on the king. This Gopalananda Swami declares his Guru Swaminarayan as God. Does God incarnate in Kali Yuga? Samadhi is very difficult, which Swaminarayan does to all regardless of caste or caste. What a Samadhi it would be! This Gopal Bavo is an impostor and makes people look like this with the help of Indrajal Vidya. So people bow before him. Sarkar said to Dhondhuban, who was sitting there, that you are a very capable mantra shastri with Veer Sadhana and your Dangoro is also a waking jod. So you go and check Gopal Baba. He said, "Good sir," and left the next day. Gopalananda Swami used to talk about the manifestations of God under the pipla tree in Adania plain. There, that clattering man of vermilion, wearing a trombone and iron bracelets, came to Dhondhuba with a dungoro covered with vermilion in his hand, and sitting with his eyes fixed on the heroic seat, addressed the Lord and said, "Whose arena and from where do you belong and whom do you worship?" Swami said that we are monks of Swaminarayan. Then he fills the people with this fake false guru like you. He jumps up on his own and makes a noise and breaks bones. You leave it all at once, leave the city today, or I will be back tomorrow and these dangors will find out about you. Then Swami said what to do tomorrow. Send the dangoro to find out about us today. Then Dhundhuba, who was full of anger, put Dungora in front of Swami in the middle of the meeting, but Hari, Dhundhuba, was overcome by desire, and due to the darkness of his eyes, instead of putting his fist in front of Swami, he put it in front of him and pressed the wound and left him. Bleeding from his forehead, he walked home with a bandage on his forehead. The onlooker spoke highly of the government. When Dhunduba came to Swami, what did he do behind him? Men came to see it. In it, a Brahman boy of about 5 years came with his maternal uncle. Swami looked at the boy and he became Samadhi, and he had darshan of Sri Hari in Akshardham. Sri Hari gave him a pendo. When he woke up from Samadhi, his uncle did not let him eat the pandan in his hand, and said, "This Gopal Baba has prostrated himself with magic and given you a veil." Saying that he will not eat, Mathurabai, the younger daughter of Dhonduba, was walking on the road and said, "Girl, this is Swaminarayan's prasad, eat it." Mathurabai ate the fruits and became samadhi. Independently of Srihari's glory, he began to undergo continuous samadhi, and on awakening from samadhi, tell everyone God's words. By God's grace, there was enlightenment like Yogeshwar. She started teaching her father Dhonduba. She talks about the perishable life of the body and the rare life of human birth. In this time, Purna Purushottam, which is not seen even by Brahmadika, has been revealed. Who is Lord Swaminarayan? And this Gopalananda Swami is the great Muktaraj. May you surrender to them. You have offended them greatly. Ask for his forgiveness and perform satsang with him, assuming the current rule. Veer Bhairav, leave this Dungorastut, leave the work of ghosts and become a pure Brahman and worship the Lord. Dhonduba was very surprised to hear the words of his clever little daughter Mathurabai and immediately went to Swami and asked for forgiveness and satsangi. Mathurabai used to bury women and children in the glory of God's bhajan. Tell people their resolutions. Being a child yogi herself, at the age of 24, she told her father Dhonduba Adik to go to Dham 2 days earlier. It has already been said. Then on the third day at noon, when Nahidhoi sat in Padmasana meditation and started chanting Srihari, many people saw Sriji Maharaj Mathurabai, including the saints. Swami showed wonder. Srimant Rao Sahib used to invite Sri Gopalananda Swami along with the saints to have darshan in the festival of his Ganpati temple every year. Swami rang the Sawa Manbhar bell in the temple, but when no sound came out of it, Swami said, "Why is this happening?" Then Rao Sahib said that the Punjabi monks at Ram Lake should weigh as much gold as this bell and give it to Siddheshwar Maharaj. And this bell will not ring until you give it, and if you don't give gold, we will destroy you. Then Swami smiled and said, "Rao Sahib, do not be afraid. He is a scumbag." Then he plucked a banana plant from the nearby garden, squeezed it and poured the juice into a saint's food. Then Swami placed his finger on the kumkum leaf of his forehead and soaked it in banana juice and asked all the saints and devotees to mix the kumkum of his spear in that juice. Then this juice was applied to the pendulum of that bell. On this bell the sannyasis had licked Dhatunada Harni Rasa, so it did not ring. That Swami rang the bell and it stopped ringing like the first one, but the ascetics were surprised to hear the sound of this bell. Then when Swami went to the throne to see Lord Ganpati, Ganpati took the necklace lying beside him with a snare and put it on Swami's neck and laughed. He was surprised to see that Sarve was there. Swami saved the brothers. Once Sutar Vallabh, a loving devotee, invited the Swami to have a meal at Sutar's paddy field near Ram Lake along with the Santamandal. 10-12 Khaki Babas came and sat from the Khaki Baba's akhada next door. Then Swami said, "Who are you worshipping?" Then Baba said, "Ram ka aur kaun ka?" Then Gopalananda Swami spoke. Now Rama Swaminarayan has appeared on earth as God. We are his monks. If you do the bhajan of that revelation, you will be saved. Then Baba spoke, "Or not, Sadhuram. We don't worship Rama or plant or. Ram to dam, Vam sab dete hai." Swami says, "Damn, what did Baba do if it was Vam's wish?" Then Baba says, "Samsaram has to work hard, so bhi sabhi sukh milna tak ho hai." और बाबा को अच्छा खाना, डैम, वाम, बस्तर, माल मिलकत सब ही रामनाम से मिलती है. Swami said, when one has to go to hell after death, बाबा says अमरे अखाड़े के महंतों का मोक्षा हो गया देखो या उनकी समाधि है, thus saying and showing the dusty dairies on the bank of the lake. Swami said, this one Baba has not got moksha in some Jampuri, some black snakes have happened. Then Baba says sab jut baat hai. Swami said, okay, then, and the congregation went to eat together. Then in the same night, big monstrous demons came to Baba's monastery and woke up Baba by killing him and said that we are the Mahant of the arena, we have committed sins, so we have become ghosts. So, in the morning, let's ask them to pray for our salvation. Otherwise, there are 3 mighty black snakes in the cavity of that barrel, they keep saying that they will bite you tomorrow night. The next day I spoke to Baba Swami about all these things. Say to Swami Amre Baba log to Rakshasahu hai. उनका मोक्षा डू नॉट देन वो आज रात को पिपला के वृक्ष में 3 महंत नाग बन के रहते हैं वो हमको मर डालेंगे ऐसा सेड वो गए हैं स्वामी सेड गो टुमोरो वी विल सेव एवरीवन बट द 2 brothers did not come they were blaspheming by drinking ganja they were bitten by a snake in the night and fell unconscious due to waves. In the morning everyone else took him to the temple to Swami. Swami sprinkled the water. So the snake spoke with a voice, we scared the people with anger and showed success to the women who were doing wrong with them. We have become demons because of committing such heinous sins. Swami, please save us, we surrender to you. Then Swami said, all of you Baba who visited us and took merit, stayed secretly in Gadpur on the bank of the mad Ganga and bathed regularly there, see the saints who come to bathe, then you will be saved in the year 100 and when you will be born 2 or 3 times in satsang, your nature will be freed. You will find Akshardham. Shriji Maharaj protected Swami from harm. Abba Sahib, the brother of Rao Sahib of Vadodara, also got good satsangi from the yoga of Gopalananda Swami. Abba Sahib said to Swami, I want to go on Jatra to Dwarka. Then Swami said, if you want to have direct darshan of God, go to Vadtal. When Abba Sahib went home, Sadan Sandhi and survey of the house decided to go to Dwarka. Dwarka is our old shrine. This is a new cult. Having said that, he forced Abba Sahib to and decided to take him along. Sudama finished and left by sea in a ship. The ship capsized due to a storm in the sea. When the ship started to sink, Abba Sahib recalled that Gopalananda Swami told me that Vadtal Swaminarayan would have a direct vision of God, but I did not believe it and I had such a vision. As soon as he resolved there, Maharaj gave him darshan and said that hold this big wooden plank and it will take you to the shore. We are Gopalananda Swami's Guru Swaminarayan Bhagavan. We have come to protect you alone because you have purpose with Swami. Having said that, he disappeared. Then, on the 3rd day, they reached the shore in Beshuddhi. People pulled out and saw the diamond Viti in hand and decided that it looked like a big man. Then people performed service and healed. Then he said, I am from Vadodara. I am the brother of Rosahib Gopal Rao Srimant. Lord Swaminarayan saved me by giving darshan, all my relatives have drowned in the sea. Then the satsangi of the village connected the cart and went to Junagadh. Had satsang of Guntitananda Swami there. On hearing that the ship had sunk, Rao Sahib sent the steward to find the vessel, whom Abba Sahib met in Junagadh. Then went with him to have darshan of Vadtal Hari Krishna Maharaj. There, Hari Krishna Maharaj removed a garland of mogra flowers from his throat and said, "If you wish, reincarnate." After cooking and donating, Vadodara went home after visiting Gopal Swami. A Brahman of Muthili gave him the necklace of Gitaji. Abba Sahib put it around his son's neck and the son drowned in the sea. So Abba Sahib made an inquiry to make another such gutko, but the Brahman had died. Seeing that no one else could write such a gutka, Gopalananda spoke to Swami. Then Swami said that this gutka shell is in the box of God's ornaments in your house, go and see. Then I went home and saw it, so I was very surprised. This pamphlet has been written by Abba Sahib and redeemed the Arabs. At the back of the temple in Vadodara, taps were placed near the well for the monks to take a bath. Arrangements were made to dispose of this water by pitting it near the wall. Behind the wall of the temple lived the population of Arabs. Those people saw this and started quarreling with Haribhats and ran to kill with weapons. The next day Narupant Nana and Bapu Sahib explained a lot, but on the contrary they said to remove the wall of your temple and make a pit inside. It is true that the pits you dug are government land, but our land is narrow at the root and we will not allow you to dig holes as the road will also become narrow. This matter went to the government, but it was also told that these people should dig pits elsewhere so that they will hurt the monks. Seeing that there was no such facility elsewhere, Gopalananda Swami opened the back window and went to the Arabspaliya, where Swami appeared as a prophet to 5-7 Arabs sitting under the nettles and began to praise the kalams, mantras, and requested and started saying, "You will do as you say, and we will spend our life as per your wish." Then Swami said that you will have darshan of God tonight, and that God is Swaminarayan. I am his Nuri Firasto Sadhu. And do as he says. Later in the night all those Arabs had visions of Sri Hari as a prophet in Samadhi. And do not do violence to life, take the side of our Sadhu Haribhaktas, turn the garland of our name. You will not have to go to hell because you have our darshan. This narrow space of 3 cubits will be widened to a space of 30 cubits tonight, and the neem tree and the wall of the temple will remain as they are. Lord Krishna stayed at this place after leaving his chariot when he came after Rukmani's deer, so it is a very holy place. Then after 40 years from today, there will be a big stone temple of our Lakshminarayana God here. And here are these 4 graves. He meditated saying that he will fly tonight and go to the graveyard outside the gate of Ganjakha. Then the Arabs awoke from their trance and saw a vast space all around them. Even the graves were not there. Seeing this, Swaminarayan became happy and started chanting Swaminarayan bhajan. In the morning, people started coming to see this plague. Everyone was surprised. The word spread like wildfire throughout the city. Everyone started singing the glory of God and the glory of the Lord. Arabs left government jobs and started favoring satsang. Rao Sahib went home, Narupant Nana went home, some Narayanaji Bhai went home with garlands in hand, and Swaminarayan began to perform bhajan. Swami made the people who came to kill with weapons like big mugs. Swami showed the pamphlet through Hanumanji. There are Muslim houses opposite the temple in Vadodara. In it, 2 or 4 Muslim women used to speak obscenities near the door of the temple. If the monk went to bathe in the wadi, she would turn around and try to touch him. Saints tried to convince through Haribhaktas, but nothing changed. Then the saints spoke to Swami. After Swami inspired Hanumanji, the next day, 8 or 10 sadhus went to bathe together in the afternoon, where the evil spirits came to know that the sadhu came forward and turned back. And at that time, Hanumanji tied all such bottles to a pole, knocked them slowly on the stone floor, started screaming in agony while shaking with the make. Hearing his voice, people from around gathered. But no one could see Hanumanji. But she was tormented and said that at the foot of this temple, Hanumanji, wearing vermilion, is holding us and knocking us out, beating their maces. People did not see the idol of Hanumanji in the place of Hanumanji. So it was decided that it was true. Then the good Hindus and Musalmans went to the Swami to plead and said, "These women will never trouble you again, release them or they will die." Then Swami peeked out and said, "O Hanumanji, leave and get installed at your location." Soon after, people saw the idol of Hanumanji in the temple. The dead bodies were carried home in sacks. When she came to consciousness, she said that she has come out of death today. Then sent oil and vermilion with ghachi to Hanumanji. Others also saw this leaflet, and Yavan people also used to pour oil on Saturday, believing that Hanumanji. Even those BBDs used to have darshan from far away and used to touch the feet of sadhus.